Welcome to another edition of DNA Sports. Today we're going to bring you some hockey content. We're going to welcome to the show Mr. Mark Lewin, a Rangers fan and a hockey enthusiast.
Yeah,
Today
Mark.
we're going to talk about our two hometown teams, the Devils and the Rangers. And just going to warn you guys, it's going to get pretty heated, so let's get right into it.
Yeah, very heated.
Let's start with the Devils, and I want to start with a guy who had a lot of hype around him, but kind of disappointed. And I want to talk about PK Subban. So, recently in an interview for his birthday, Daniel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. It made me do that for a second. It's my fault.
All right. So PK was interviewed on his birthday, and he still thinks that he is a star player and one of the better defensemen in the NHL. I know where some of you guys stand on this, but I want to hear your opinions and why you think what you think. So,
well,
Right,
I'm a Devils fan myself, and I absolutely did not think he's a star. He's still a star defenseman. Yes,
I agree.
He's good. He doesn't have the same, and he still works hard. He doesn't have the same hustle. As a Devils fan, I think that he does not have the same hustle. His speed has been his biggest problem all year. He can't get back to his own net to help Blackwood after moving up. Like, breakaways have been a huge problem for the Devils in the 2019-20 season, and PK has done nothing but make it worse.
Yes, I want to go to the speed topic for a second. I feel like the only fast player you have is Hughes. And
No, Miles Wood.
Miles and Hughes and Wood. The team is too slow. I think that Subban is over the hill, and I do not think he'll be good next season. I think he was overhyped, the trade. Every Devils fan was so happy. I think the trade was overhyped. I'm sorry.
Subban
I'm sorry.
Subban definitely dropped off a lot from his previous years with the Predators and the Canadians, but he could definitely have a bounce back year next year and get back to his full potential like he was with Nashville and Montreal.
I disagree, and I'll tell you why. He exercised his ass off in the offseason going into the 2019 season, and it still didn't do anything. You could see by his Instagram, he was lifting weights using every machine.
I want to cut you off, Jack. Exercise has nothing to do with it.
Working hard. Not exercise is the wrong word. Working hard, putting in the work, skating every day. I think he worked the hardest he's ever worked going into the 2019 season, but you saw the results. I think time is killing him. He's an amazing person, and he was an amazing player, but it's just he's over the hill. I'm sorry.
I want to make one more point, and then Saf, we want to hear your opinion. I have to agree with Mark because the adjustment to a new city is never easy. He was a little slow when he first started with Nashville as well. You have to expect these things with players when they switch cities, especially when you move halfway across the country with a completely different fan base. Obviously, the New Jersey hockey market and the Nashville hockey market, neither are super huge, but when you go into Bridgestone Arena as an opposing team, you feel like you're in a hostile environment. It pains me to say this as a diehard Devils fan, but when you walk into the Prudential Center, you just don't feel that intimidated as an opposing player. So I think part of it is he hasn't gotten much support after the Devils kind of slacked off the first couple of games. They started off, I believe it was 0-4.
Yeah.
And, I mean, don't get me wrong. He didn't have that good of a season. He had a pretty bad season.
I think we should switch topics.
I just want to say,
yeah.
I agree, but I just want to say, I don't think he's worth the $10 million for 18 points in 60-some-odd games.
I just think the Devils need to get another defenseman to pair with him on the first line.
Absolutely.
Right.
Who's he with now, Alex? You'll know.
I want to bring up.
I'm sorry, Daniel, but we gotta keep the discussion going if it's a good discussion. Alex, Who's PK with right now? Who's his?
He played with Mirko Mueller, and I'm just looking right now. Mirko Mueller had 7 points.
What's his stats like?
He had 7 points, which obviously is very.
That's embarrassingly low.
Especially for a guy who's making $1.4 million a year.
Embarrassingly low, 7 points. He should not be on the same line as PK Subban.
Maybe PK
I'm sorry. I'm a Devils fan myself, everyone. But
all right, let's move on. I want to talk about.
I want to bring up a topic. Okay, this is one. It's a huge boomer bust, but I want to say my thing on this. I watched a little of some highlights from Hughes, and he was getting pushed around all season. I have to give him 3 seasons, and I think he needs to add at least 10 pounds of muscle to actually compete in this league. But he kind of reminds me of I'm just gonna switch it. He's very good at shootouts. He's very fast, but he
We
needs
saw
to
that.
add the muscle. Without the muscle, he's never gonna live up to expectations.
Well,
Saf,
Nico
what do you-
Hischier joined 2 years. I'm sorry, Alex, but I gotta stay on the point of muscle. Nico Hischier joined a couple years ago, and he was too small. You guys remember that, right? He probably gained 10, maybe 15 pounds since then. Now he's an NHL All-Star, and he's just doing great. Jack
Yeah,
Hughes has the same potential. He just has to gain the weight and muscle.
Yep, I agree
So
completely.
I'm looking right now. Jack Hughes weighs in at 168, and obviously he's going to gain weight over the offseason. And I've
No,
been
he
saying
needs to
this.
gain muscle, not weight. Muscle.
The muscle comes from gaining weight.
Yeah.
And then Saf, I know we kept cutting you off. I want to hear your opinion on this because I know you have a lot to say.
You too, Mark.
So Hughes, I mean, the whole Hughes Kakko, the debate's stupid. They're both going to be great players, and it shouldn't be who's better. It should be that they're both going to be great players and hopefully future All-Stars.
Both
Yeah,
amazing, in
it
my
definitely-
opinion. They're both going to be amazing.
When
It
Jack Hughes,
definitely takes time to get used to the NHL.
yes.
Once you get drafted, you have to take a season or two to get used to the NHL. And once they get used to it, then they'll be much better than they were in their rookie years.
Like when Jack Hughes was when he was playing 18s with the USNDPT, whatever, the development program, I think I just butchered that. He was dominating because he was the same size as all those guys, and he had more skill. He still has the skill. He brings the skill to the table. But once he's playing against bigger guys in the 200 range, in the 200-pound range, he's going to get bodied out there. So once he gets some more meat on his bones, I think he's going to be a very scary player to play against in the future.
I agree.
And
All right, you wanna go to
look at Quinn
Blackwood?
Hughes. Oh, Blackwood. When it comes to Mackenzie Blackwood, I think his future is very high indeed. And I'll tell you
I
why.
agree.
His rookie season in 2018/19, he was decent, but he was very promising. This year in the 2019-20 season, he was nothing but fantastic. Towards the beginning, he was the backup for Corey Schneider, but then his career is just going downhill for Schneider.
I mean-
so now Blackwood's the starter now, and with Schneider as the backup, Blackwood's just doing very well. Alex, may you please read me some stats from Blackwood?
Yeah, so on a team,
22 wins.
22 wins.
22
Very nice.
wins, 14 losses, and 18 OTLs. With a sub on a team like this that
not
really
as
didn't
nice
have
as I
much
thought.
success, that was at the bottom of the league, having a sub 3 goals against average is pretty
great.
decent.
I
Saf, what do you-
think that.
Decent.
All right. Yeah, J-Saf, you talk.
I think he's definitely very good, and if they can get some good defensemen that can get the puck up the ice, I think he can be much better
Oh,
with, like,
absolutely.
with less shots on net for the other team.
Absolutely.
I agree completely. I honestly think Blackwood is going to be a great goalie in the future years, but I just want to switch to Rangers for 1 second here. I honestly think that Shesterkin will be better in the long run.
That's right. Well,
It's very
the thing is,
possible.
the
Probably
Devils,
has more wins.
we know they have the forwards. They have Hughes, Hischier, Bratt. We have the young guys. Then we have veterans like Kyle Palmieri. The thing with the Devils, like Jack said, that we need better defense. If we can develop a good decor, if PK Subban kind of steps up his game, I also can see Dakota Mermis being promising in the coming years. So if we really get our decor to be strong, I don't see how Blackwood isn't a top 10 goaltender in the coming years.
Yeah, I think he will be. All right, you guys want to make predictions?
Yeah, so I say it's really hard to tell because this team has such a promising future, but at the same time, we're very disappointing last year.
Yeah.
I'm
believe.
gonna
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give them 35 wins next season.
Mark, you want to go?
I'm gonna say somewhere in like the low 30s, like 30 to 32 wins. I still think that their defense is gonna be an issue for them next year.
Absolutely.
Yep. J-Saf, you want to go?
I would say about 33 wins.
Okay.
All right, and Jack?
Well, it's a very tough call because the expectations of the Devils never meet what you'd expect of them.
Yep.
Like we got all this hype from Jack Hughes, and so far he's been nothing amazing.
Yeah.
I put the Devils at around 500.
I'm
I'll
gonna
give that to
say
them. That's my treat.
I'm gonna-
You
I
think they
predict them
win
around
41
500.
games? You
I'm
think
gonna
Devils
give
win-
If
I'm gonna give
anything
them-
less, but I'll say 500 could be
I'm gonna give
reasonable
them
and possible.
I'm gonna give them 29 wins because they're too slow, and I mean they need a better defense. All right, you want to switch over to the Rangers?
All those facts are absolutely correct.
Speaking of defense, the Rangers have a pretty promising young defensive core.
Very.
You have guys like Tony
Very
DeAngelo
promising.
and Adam Fox that when you're coming down the ice and they're trying to defend you, you don't have much room and much space to make a good move. So
Yep.
I want to talk about them for a second.
Also, not only do they have DeAngelo and Fox, but they also have many defensive prospects in Nils Lundqvist and Keandre Miller, who we're hoping to call up to the NHL next season or in the next few seasons. So those defensemen, Nils Lundqvist, Keandre Miller, and Adam Fox, and Tony DeAngelo, they could all develop with Shesterkin, and then their defense will be very solid with Shesterkin and all those defensemen.
Right. I want to look at Adam Fox specifically. 8 goals, 34 assists for 42 points. That's a pretty good season.
Yep, and he's a rookie.
Exactly. That's a great rookie season.
How many goals did Jack Hughes have?
Jack Hughes had he had a very underwhelming amount of
Less than 8, right?
Hughes
Less
had
than
7
8.
goals.
Jack Hughes had 7 goals. I want to look at DeAngelo as well. DeAngelo had 15 goals, 38 apples for 53 points. Both of these young guys had outstanding seasons, and quite frankly, it pains me to say this as a Devils fan, but the Rangers' young decor is going to be outstanding in the future.
DeAngelo has a very great offensive skill, but his problem is his defensive skill. It's still good, but he definitely needs to improve on that.
I agree.
If he could keep up his offensive game and also improve on his defensive game, he could be a very top 10 defenseman in the league.
Right. I didn't mention him earlier. Jacob Trouba, he got traded from Winnipeg, which I think the Rangers won that trade by a long shot. Jacob Trouba had a bit of a down year this year, though. 7 goals, 28 assists for 27 points. That's not worth $12 million a year.
Mm-hmm. His contract is definitely not great considering if he's going to be playing like he did this year.
Yeah, it needs to be restructured, I think. Free up some cap room.
He's in his 6th year. He was a 9th overall pick, and he's getting paid $12 million a year. And don't get me wrong, 27 points isn't bad, not by any means. But for someone who's getting paid that much and was drafted that high, obviously he was drafted a long time ago, all things considered, I think bust isn't the right word, but I think he has been disappointing since he switched to New York, to say the least.
Right. I want to bring up someone quickly. Panarin, if this season continues, is he going to win the Hart?
See, that's very tough because Leon Draisaitl, you can make the argument for him because he has 120 something points. And obviously, if you get that many points, it's hard for you to not win the Hart Trophy.
Right.
But
Panarin
did mean a lot to the Rangers.
Yeah, Panarin, Subban, that's going to be a dangerous combo in years to come.
I definitely think the Rangers will be a great team in the future with all those great forwards.
This isn't like the most reliable source per se, but I was looking through an analytics page, and they're predicting that in the coming years, out of the whole Metropolitan Division, the Devils and the Rangers have the 2 brightest futures.
I'm gonna make a merger here. The Rangers' young defense with the Devils' young offense would be the ultimate Metropolitan team. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
I think the Rangers. I agree, but I think the Rangers' offense right now is as deadly as it's going to be with Subban and Panarin. I mean,
I want to argue Jack's point, though. I want to argue Jack's point just because you have veterans on other teams, such as obviously Crosby, and we were talking about Malkin earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have guys, obviously Ovechkin, right?
The one team that I think
guys like
the one team in the Metro that I think that has a bright future along with the Devils and the Rangers is the Philadelphia Flyers.
Absolutely. You look at their stats this year.
Carter Hart Carter Hart's winning a Vezina next year. He's winning the Vezina.
And
next
we
year.
all know who was on the Philadelphia Flyers.
Wayne
Jack, why
Simmons.
do you tell everyone
Wayne
watching who was on the
Simmons.
Philadelphia Flyers?
Yeah, who?
It was Wayne Simmons.
Okay.
Now
All right,
he's
I
on
want to talk
Buffalo.
about. I want to talk. We talked about
Buffalo.
Panarin. I want to talk about Igor Shesterkin, who I think can be one of the best goalies in hockey in the coming years.
I agree.
Yes.
What are they
Well,
going to do
this-
with Georgiev?
We gotta watch time. We gotta watch time.
We're good. We're
Shesterkin,
good.
in 12 games,
Good.
Shesterkin went 10-2 with a 2.52 goals against, which, I mean, it's a small sample size, but it's also very promising.
Yes. And also, there's more than just Shesterkin with the Rangers goalies. They also have Georgiev, whose contract is expiring after this year, and Henrik Lundqvist, who's getting pretty old. So
Let's
there-
talk about
I wanna-
Lundqvist for a second.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
this is kind of like a hot take and kind of like a burning question. Does Lundqvist ever play a game in a Rangers
Exactly.
uniform again?
I do not think so.
I think he does.
No.
I think he's over the hill. I think he is very bad currently. I think he's a decent goalie, but he's definitely low 5. But I think he will play again in the Rangers. I think
Let's think about this. How many prospect goalies do the Rangers have right now?
they
Mark?
have Igor Shesterkin, obviously, and then they have
Yeah.
these two goalies in the AHL, Tyler Wall and Adam Huska. So both of them in the next few years could be called up to back up Igor Shesterkin. So I think that they should get rid of Lundqvist and Georgiev.
I
So
have a question about Lundqvist, Mark. How many cups does he have?
0.
Hey, I have a question, Alex. Who's in the playoffs?
Oh,
Okay. Montreal played 2 more games than us, and they have 3 more points than us. So if in those 2 games we went 1-0-1 or better, we would be in over them. Which even Shea Weber publicly said they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs.
What I have
That's
to
true.
say.
Let's go back to Henrik Lundqvist.
Wait,
I believe
my
there's no
question
reason.
is,
Wait. Let
you
me
can
just say,
finish
there's no
up.
reason for Henrik. There is absolutely no reason for Henrik Lundqvist to play again.
yeah,
I think
they could buy out his contract, which would help their cap a lot, because getting rid of him would clear up a lot of cap. And
Yeah.
I think they should try to trade him. If they can trade him to a team that's good now that needs a goalie,
Actually,
I think they could get some value for him.
at
I
first
think
I
he
was
tr-
I think
skeptical,
that's
but
good.
they could get Petty Kasparov, Lundqvist, and a team that really lacks a goalie. Like, what's a team that lacks a goalie? Would you say?
I
The
say you
Sharks.
trade. The trade is 1-for-1. Jimmy Howard for Henrik Lundqvist. Put him on the Red Wings. Get him a cup.
I've heard rumors that the Sharks are gonna look to trade for a goalie from the Rangers, but it's not Henrik Lundqvist. It's actually Georgiev. I've heard rumors that the Sharks might give up their 2nd-round pick this year for Alexander Georgiev, which I think would be great for the Rangers because they don't need Georgiev with the amount
Both
of points
teams
that
win
they
that
have.
trade.
What?
Both teams win that trade, in my opinion.
Yeah,
He's
because
such a good player.
Georgiev could be a great goalie for the Sharks, and also the Rangers could use that 2nd-round pick to get another prospect to add on to the many that they already have.
All right,
Who's backing
think-
up Carter Hart right now?
Brian Elliott.
All right, guys, I think we need to go. We need to go to predictions quickly. Who wants to go
Predictions
first?
for the playoffs or predictions for the 20?
Just for the Rangers. Next year.
How far do the Rangers go in this hypothetical 2014 situation? I say
think they could-
beat Carolina, and then who would they play if they beat Carolina?
It depends what happens. Like the top 4 teams in each conference are going to play like a round robin tournament to decide the top 4 seeds. So we don't know who they would play if they beat Carolina.
Okay, but I say they beat Carolina, and then after that, I don't have much hope for them. Let's get into predictions for the next season. I say they win. See, it's hard to say because I put the Devils, I think, at 35. So just because of that, I'm going to put the Rangers at 42, which hurts me in my heart, but it's sports. I'm putting the Rangers at 42 wins.
I say that they go 2 rounds in the playoffs. They go past the Canes, past the next round, and then I think they'll be done. And then I also have to think that the Rangers will win 47 games next year. I think the young team's just going to destroy it.
How about this?
They're going to tear up the league.
Where do they sit in the division? Do you think they'll hook on to a spot, or do you think they're gonna have to play for in the wild card?
I think they have the potential to be a top 3 team.
I was gonna
Maybe-
say I could see them as a 3. I could see them as
Yeah,
a 3 seed for sure.
I was about to
Yeah.
say that third in the Metro seems about right for
I
them.
think they could go third in the Metro or the top wild card spot.
Yeah.
Either one. All right,
Jack?
Mark, you want to go predictions?
Oh,
Yeah,
how
I
much?
think that
I
they
don't care.
win 44 games next year and finish third in the Metro.
All right. Jack?
I
I
would say
mean-
they win 45 games, and I think they can make it to the second round and probably give like the Capitals some trouble in the playoffs. Maybe make it a 7-game series in the second round.
Well, they
Jack
absolutely
Weiss,
cannot.
what do you have to say?
The Rangers absolutely are not there yet in topping the Capitals in the standings, which is in the Metro. But Capitals are in the Metro, right?
Yes, the
Yes.
Capitals are in
Okay.
the Metro.
Jack
But-
Weiss, hockey expert.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Let's
I,
take
Ian
off
would
the
have been
glasses.
done great.
I absolutely do think the Rangers can win 45 games, third or second place. Because the Devils
Right.
would be the third or second behind the
All right,
Capitals or
so-
Rangers.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit the like button to let us know that you like what we're doing.
Follow us
Hit
on Instagram.
Hit right here if you want to subscribe to us. Hit right here for one of our other videos, and we will see you in the next one.